We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
and I'm Jill DeWit, and this is the Land Academy Show.
This is episode number 2154. And today, Jill and I are talking about lessons from 16,000 plus transactions. You know, what we wish we could do and what we knew sooner. I love this topic.
This is a good one.
We could spend 8 hours on this.
Yeah, we cover more.
Jill and I spend more time wondering what we could have changed or could change now than reveling in our success. We can start right there.
Why is that? What is wrong with us?
I think that's healthy.
Oh, you think it's healthy?
Oh, sure. You think you walk around what if we walked around patting ourselves on our back saying, God, we live this great life and everything's amazing and we're amazing and we've done everything right in life. That would be just awful.
Excuse me,
It's not
sir.
a world that I want to live in.
But do you not remember all the blood, sweat, and tears, and like real blood and real sweat and real tears? Like I can say
A lot of tears and not as much blood, but yes.
Yeah, exactly. But things happen that we went through to get to this point. So I'm going to argue we earned it.
I agree, but I don't think we should walk around thinking and talking
No, we
like
don't
that.
do that. That's not who we are. That's a different personality type, and we'll unbox that another day.
No, this week we're going to talk about it. That's what all week this week. I'm glad you brought that up.
It's psychology week.
Yeah.
This is good.
It's psychology, land psychology week, all week this week.
Great. What? Let's see here. What disorders are best to survive as a land investor? Here we go.
The real title for this week is, develop and improve your land business week, but I like psychology week.
And psychology. Here we go.
If you're a super, super healthy, mentally healthy person and happy, and you're not an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are not healthy.
No, that's true. Everything needs to be better and fixed and redone and
Constant improvement.
True.
Questioning everything all the time.
It's so much fun for me.
If you have an entrepreneurial child in your house and all your electronics are taken apart and they're questioning every single thing you do and why do we live in this house? Why don't we live across the street in the bigger one? That's an entrepreneur.
Or in a sunnier state or fill in the blank.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why is this car so old? What's wrong with you guys? You don't make enough money. That's literally my childhood.
You did that to your parents?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Is there a reason that we were growing up in Detroit? Is there
funny.
Anywhere better that we could probably just have a little bit more fun on a Sunday afternoon than Detroit?
I understand.
They didn't like that. They didn't respond well to that.
See, I didn't ask those questions because my biggest issue growing up was we had to save quarters for the parking meters in Laguna Beach.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
And we had to leave early because otherwise you wouldn't get parking. So anyway.
Jill and I had same mental and psychological upbringings in very different places. True. One in Disneyland, one in Detroit. But somehow we got together.
It's amazing, really. I hope that's going in your book.
This week it is.
Disneyland meets Detroit.
It's all in there. There's a chapter called Enter Jill.
Oh.
I'm serious. That's the name of it.
Thank you. I can't wait to read this.
This week, all week, is technically called Develop and Improve Your Land Business Week, but it's really the psychology of your land business week. We'll see what gets published here because once we turn the mics and the cameras off, I don't know what happens to this anymore.
Yeah,
I used to do everything.
Yeah.
I don't do any of this stuff. It's weird. I'm not sure I like it. Anyway,
I like it.
Each day on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum, take a deep dive into land-related topics by popular request.
Okay, so Ian today wrote, I got my first call back from someone interested in selling their land. Now to do some research. Whether this deal happens or not, I just want to say thanks to the group for getting me to this point. Yay. I saw that in Discord yesterday.
Oh.
That's so darn cool. Congrats, Ian.
So it's this little type of win for the person who's got the right mindset, the right habit building skills, and a person who's going to succeed. Ian's going to succeed very well at this because just that tiny win where I do want to sell. Give me a call back. That's all you need for the next step.
Mm-hmm.
Some personality types are like this. Why isn't the deal done yet? So we're going to talk about that this week because I think it's actually, in the end, way more important than learning to buy and sell land. The technical skills of it, the mindset behind all this stuff shouldn't be overlooked. Today's topic, lessons from 16,000 plus transactions. What we wish we would have knew sooner.
I
Let
got
me-
one.
Well, let me paint a real quick picture and then we're going to go to Jill's. Well, you know what? What's your one?
No, my real quick one is there's always another deal.
Yeah, that's good. There's always another girl, too.
No, there's not.
If you're younger.
I'm here to tell you there's not.
Yeah, but I'm never going to find a girl like that again. Yeah, you will next week.
Not for you, there's not. For you, this is it. It does not get better than this. We should learn that
What's up?
sooner, huh?
See how sales brilliant Jill is? That's a sales pitch right there. Look,
Paint the picture, please.
I'm going to paint a picture for when I started. This is in the early 90s. There was I walked up to the school both ways uphill. This is not the good old days. This isn't grandpa sitting on grandpa's knee telling you some dumb story. This is not. I'm just simply painting a picture for what it was like back then and what it's like now. And cutting to the chase, it's a lot easier now to buy and sell land. Largely because of the internet and the tools that are on the internet. You know, we did everything manually with the telephone on our desk and no real computer. Actually, I'm finishing a book right now that describes all the steps and stuff that happened to me professionally and the ups and downs and the things that went on that you just barrel through it. And, you know, that's what the title of the book should be called. It won't be, but you just get over it and you deal with the tools that you have at the time and move on. And so that's what, I utilize technology. I realized a lot writing the first part of the first half of the book is that I was always in the front of technology and I didn't realize it. I didn't know it at the time. It's not something I sat down and said, and this is really the meat of today. I didn't know I was doing it right at the time, but I seriously was. And it's just because it came natural to me. People have been asking me up to and including my entire career, up to including this week, how do you know how to do all this? Like, how did you put all this together? And the real, truthful, that from the bottom of my soul answer is, I don't know. I just didn't know how else to do anything else.
You didn't know how to stop.
Yeah.
You knew that it's going to happen. I'm going to dig in, make this work.
What I wish I would have done sooner to directly answer the question is I wish I would have surrounded myself from a very young age with people who were on the same entrepreneurial page as me. And I did very early on, and I talk all about it in the book. This is not a book sales pitch, by the way. Very early on, I was very lucky to fall backwards into some people that were very in high school and in middle school, which was super early on, that just were the same way. They didn't know how to do anything else. And I was exposed to them and still exposed to them as friends now. Jill just met them for the first time last summer, 2 summers ago, maybe. And, that was the greatest thing that could ever happen. So exposure, joining groups like Land Academy or exposing yourself to people, not necessarily land, but just a like-kind mentality is fantastic. Look, it's real simple. If you expose yourself to people who are upset about life all the time and they don't want to live anywhere else except Detroit, that's probably for most people, that's how it's going to end for you. You're going to become one of those people. And so I was supposed to be a blue collar product of factory workers. Everybody in my entire family, with the exception of my parents, they got themselves out of that. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. It just doesn't work for me. There's 100 cultures I could be dropped into, or you could be dropped into all over this world that aren't going to work for you. And there's probably a handful that will. So it's your job, especially if you're really young, or if just you're unhappy with professionally, wherever you are in your life, to sit down, take a step back and say, this has got to change. What's it going to take? What if I could wave a magic wand and make and fix what's going on that's wrong in my life right now? What does that look like? Figure that out and then set a course for solving it, getting to whatever that looks like. We didn't have anything like Google Earth. We had atlases, and we had from a meets and bounds plat map scenario to try to find property that we were buying.
It's amazing the changes that have happened.
And I got so frustrated with trying to find property when we would send out, just like we do now, we'd send out offers. A ton of them would come back then signed. And so I would go about trying to find these properties. It took me a long time. And I got to a point in the mid 2000s, early 2000s, where I stopped trying and just bought it all.
You know, it's funny. I wonder how many people signed the offers and sent them back because they didn't even know where the properties were.
Many.
Yeah, exactly. I have 3 things when
Yeah,
it's
sure.
ready.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So I've been sitting here thinking, and I appreciate all your insight. It was awesome about, what you wish you knew. And I'm thinking, I have like 3 things that I really wish I knew and understood and embraced and accepted sooner. One is, like I said, there's always another deal. And I have such an abundance mentality. I don't care.
Well, so what does that mean to you? Like, there's always another deal. What
If
problem
this
is
doesn't
that
work
solving?
out, who cares?
Yeah,
That seller, you
agree.
are not on the same page. Who cares? Somebody stole the deal. Who flipping cares? You think this is the last home run you're ever going to have? Nope. You're going to have another one. Don't worry about it. So that's the thing. There's always another deal around the corner. Don't care. My second thing is change. You better embrace change because laws are going to change, rules are going to change, technology is going to change, how you do things, all these things. Your bank, how you do stuff, taxes are going to, stuff's just going to change. You better embrace it and be ready for it. And that's the thing. And then the third one is competition. If your idea is any good or, this area is any good, whatever it is, there's going to be other people out there. So you need to embrace it and just be better. Be better, be faster, get these deals done and move on because there will be other people out there.
Every once in a while, I come across somebody socially or professionally that asks why all the time.
I never get that question.
I would further,
That's interesting.
you don't hang out in the same bar as I do.
Apparently not.
I would further say there's a very special time once in a while. I just met a guy like this named Mike who is not only asking why all the time, not why Steve, why about everything, why to himself, why am I doing this? I would further that and say what he's really saying is to what end? Why I'm making a little decision about ordering another beer, to what end? And people who can really truly answer that, reach that level of self-awareness where, yep, I know exactly how I'm going home tonight. I know I'm not driving. I know what we're going to have for dinner. I know what my next week looks like. Yep, I'm having another beer. Or whatever little decision that you're making at that time, you're answering. And if you do this often, especially throughout your whole life, this is now subconscious. You are answering this question constantly. I'm doing this to a certain end. What end I got into a relationship with Jill? What's the end of it look like?
What does the end of it look like?
It looks like you and I riding off in the sunset
good,
together
okay.
and addressing each other's healthcare needs while we're laughing.
Oh, great. Thanks.
16,000 deals later, it's not about the technical skills of buying and selling land. It's about having fun, making a bunch of money, and
That's good.
and the psychology behind knowing what you're doing when you're doing it and changing stuff as you go.
Perfect. Excellent.
Join us tomorrow where Jill and I talk about the single best business habit that we've developed or we experience for land investors. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are Jack and Jill.
Information
And inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.